Ready?
Hold up.
No, I'm saying, just start the timer. Fuck it.
Alright, timer started. Boom.
Timer started?
Yeah.
Now. Boom.
Here we go.
Alright.
We
live and direct.
The Foodie Podcast, Everything Counts.
Can.
We're on Shazza York's YouTube channel.
For now. What's up?
For now, we got some
What's up?
fucking
What's up?
some T's to cross and dots to I,
Yeah,
I's to dot.
Bullshitting a lot, but you know, we're here. We're trying to do some things, man. Alright. Episode 5, man. What's up,
Come on,
Kevin?
buddy. What's up, Shazzy?
What's up, Shmlama?
Yeah, we don't say names over here. We just
I said-
fake names. Fake names. That was not.
My man Big C over here.
Hello.
I'm Big S, he's Big C.
Big C.
I was gonna say Mr. C, but Mr. C's not a good name because, you know,
Yeah.
Mr. C got caught with them trannies.
That fucking DJ. Mr.
You know, remember he got caught with the
Yeah,
trannies?
yeah,
That
that
sucks,
shit,
man.
that's
That sucks,
funny.
why do that shit in your own privacy?
Eddie Murphy got caught too. A bunch of these weirdos.
Yeah, I know Eddie Murphy got caught too, man.
Sucks, right?
Alright, so episode 5, man. We're gonna touch on a couple things. Mainly we're gonna touch on
We're gonna,
graffiti
okay.
outside versus the internet.
Yeah. And I want to do a little bit of like a backstory of like how the internet should develop, where it started, and now where it's
Oh,
at.
word? You got some research?
I think that's just it's on off the top, you know. But
Yeah,
I think
some
it's
research.
something to talk about. It's give us a little bit of you know, give some length to the argument, to the topic.
Some girth.
Some, yeah.
Alright, so we can start with
Hey,
that.
yo.
I got a list. I got a little, you know, my list and shit. I
Go
got
for
a,
it. What's your
so I got
next?
I ain't gonna say top 5, but I got 5 reasons, 5 pros and cons for outside versus internet. And when I say outside, I mean, you know, the streets and walking around versus the internet. obviously, the
Observing,
internet.
yeah, regular,
Yeah,
just
so-
observing on the internet.
Alright, so they're not in no particular order, so we're just gonna run through it. So outside, pro. I say the pro hands-on skills. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Versus the internet, because the internet, you know, there's only so much you can do, writing on paper, showing it, da da da.
Yeah,
you
or
know.
using those the tablet to draw on that shit. It's
Yeah.
not gonna come. It's not gonna translate exactly to
A lot of
the
people
walls.
use that too. Yeah, so outside, you get more, you know,
Yeah, you know it's funny because somebody sent. Oh, we was talking about some style somebody sent to some chat maybe, and I was like, oh, that's that fucking that's that tablet fucking graphic design style of doing a throwy.
I didn't see. I missed it. It was a tablet style. It probably was.
Yeah, it's a tablet style. Like, you could tell it's one of those that. But it's interesting because like we say, boroughs and different states got their own styles.
Mm-hmm.
The tablets got their own styles too. It's a
I
whole,
see that. I didn't notice that.
It's a whole new landscape over there.
So let me hit you with the pro for the internet now. So I'm not this ain't just shit on internet and just promote on the outside, because there's definitely pros for the internet. So
I mean,
the
yeah,
pro for the
that's
internet.
that's a real like old head mentality. Like, there's
Yeah.
no shit, there's no good.
So I'm gonna say the pro.
yeah,
You reach a high potential of people more than you probably would reach just doing graph in the streets. In
Yeah.
a sense, as
for
far as
sure.
like international and out of state, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even though we live in the capital of motherfucking graffiti,
that's
and
definitely
people
that's
watching
definitely
us.
true. Yeah.
but it's still pushing. And I'll give you an example. I'm just gonna go on some music shit. When I was doing music, like when I first started, you know, when I first came out, like 2009, 2010, I was on Facebook, right? And I'm thinking, right? I'm like, damn, yo, if it wasn't for Facebook and YouTube, I would never have, like, who the hell, how would anybody in Europe, Eastern Europe,
Yeah.
Poland, Australia,
For sure.
all these other weird little countries, Nigeria, all these weird countries,
Yeah.
not weird, you know what I'm saying, just countries that were completely out of my reach without the internet. So props to the internet
100%.
for that. So that's a
like
good.
even yeah, from like when I started, there was some internet shit going on, but where it was like websites,
But what year though? What are we talking about?
like 2004, 5, 6.
Oh, yeah, so that was like the beginning era. Not the beginning, I would say
Yeah,
like.
it was like streets are saying things. Robots will kill 12 ounce. I don't know. I never really fucked with them too heavy. Like I wasn't on 12 ounce. I know a lot of people used to be on there talking shit.
Yeah, the forums more,
The
right?
forums,
I think.
right? And then MySpace actually, people were getting on MySpace with it.
Awesome graph.
And
Awesome graph.
I had a MySpace with Graph. I remember. And then you had your top 8, you know, you put your friends up there.
Interesting.
Top 8. Some people don't know about this stuff. Well,
I missed when I came home in '09. I was at the tail end of I was about to say Space Jam.
yeah.
MySpace going into Facebook. So
Yeah, because
I kinda
when I
missed
started, like somebody else had my name, but I didn't know about it. But the way I recognized it the first time was on Robots Will Kill.
oh shit.
But it wasn't like, it was like one straight letter, like it looked real generic, like it could have just been like not an actual writer, it could have just been like somebody wrote it or something like that, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, of course.
it turned out to be an actual writer that wrote a lot and had a.
Was it from the city? No.
He was from LA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And
Shout out.
he wound up in the fucking
Oh, in the game.
yeah, Grand Theft Auto, and then everybody was oh, look at this. I'm like, yeah, it's not me, but it's all right.
Oh, was it? I don't know why I thought it was getting up.
No, he was in the Grand Theft Auto game. Cope was in that game too. He popped up in.
What, in Grand Theft Auto again?
Yeah.
I know he was in. I didn't know he was a guy. I never played Getting Up.
I never played it either.
I didn't realize Obey was in there. I see
I
on the
guess
cover.
so.
It was
Yeah,
like
on the cover,
Obey.
Obey.
Promise to Obey, because I have an ill story.
You have a
about
story?
him. Ill story. I don't know. I don't want to say it right now, but I'll speak about that on another note. But he wasn't like, when you think of Graph. If you're making a Graph game, bro,
Yeah.
you're gonna put Obey. Like,
But he's like a Banksy type character where he brought the mainstream into the graffiti culture, like your mainstream kind of attention to it somehow.
yeah, he was like on the outskirts of the graffiti culture.
Yeah, because it's wheat paste.
He wasn't really, he was wheat pasting, then he was doing also the stencil shit.
The
You know what I'm
stencils,
saying?
right?
Yeah, you want to see this or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So back to this. Back to the pros and cons. I'm kind of. I wrote a couple things similar, so we're gonna skip a couple things. So I'm gonna say another pro for the internet, and this is when you're already doing your shit, that you can sell merch pretty good if that's your thing.
Okay.
I'm not really 100% into that,
I feel like it's overdone now, where it's like the kid just started doing graffiti and then he's already trying to put out merch. Like it's just like, what are you expecting? How does that make sense in your mind?
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, as a pro for if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Because,
and that's kind of
it is corny.
it is corny.
It's whack. I hate it.
Real,
But
like, yeah.
it's an opportunity, so that is a pro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a pro for, yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I kind of went weird with this list because it's like 5 pros and cons. I didn't really do like opposites, but whatever. So a pro, I'm just really doing pros right now. I didn't do too much cons. So pro for outside graffiti is, I feel I should have put this as number 1. I put this number 3, but like I said, it's in no particular order. The adventure of graph.
Yeah, the mission.
The mission. It's
Climbing and
it's always
finding spots and
nothing like that. You cannot experience nothing like that on the internet
for sure. And then it builds bonds. I think it's like when you do graph with your friends, it builds a tighter bond because you really have to trust the motherfucker with like, yo, you're gonna look out.
The lookout
sure
thing
we
is
don't
very
get
important.
fucking bag. Like it's been so many times where it's like
the lookout's very
the
important.
lookout saved the day.
Yeah.
And that makes you feel like, damn, I can really trust this person, or damn, I can't, because there has been times where the lookout bailed. Man, that motherfucker ain't fucking with us no more. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not with it. I mean, we're not hanging with those people no more because they showed their colors through.
Or it happens because I've slipped on being looked out one
Yeah,
time,
I mean, you
and I was
slipped.
really drunk, so that was on my.
But
I remember I stopped drinking for that long. After
But
that.
you see, like, all right, there's a difference between like slip and like got away to save themselves type shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely, I agree. All right, so let me see. All right, so I'm gonna say a pro for the internet. All right, a pro for the internet. Able to get more info on any particular thing within Graph.
Yeah,
Able to do more research and find
Because
information.
I've done it before where like I see a spot that I want, and I hit up the graffiti photographer, whatever, his page. I hit him in the DM like, yo, where is this? Or like, yo, how do you like, yeah, basically like, oh, where is this? And they'll be like, oh, it's right here, and I'll be like, all right, bet, I'm about to go try to hit that.
Yeah, see, that was a good angle. I wasn't really necessarily talking about that in particular, but that also, I was talking about more like if you see a tag and like you're like, oh, I wonder where that person's from, or
Okay.
you want to look up what's graffiti in Tokyo look
Yeah,
like, and you can like
yeah.
Google that. You know what I'm saying? But that too is very important too, because you can hit people up, especially if you got some beef. And you see somebody post some
Yeah.
graph or somebody got beef, and then if
I
that
did-
person's cool with
That
you,
happened to me recently. Somebody took out one of my old spots, mad faded, and I posted in my story. I'm like, yo, who the fuck, whose man's is this? Like, I couldn't find his Instagram page.
oh, that's what y'all were posting in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
and
say
then-
son's name, but that's
yeah,
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
saying it's not really
Yeah,
worth it
whatever.
for all of that. But then a few people hit me up like, oh nah, like yo, I know him, but I'm like, I don't care if you know him. Like that's just corny. Like
Whatever, he ain't no better.
Like, oh, he wouldn't have done that though. But then when the nigga hit me up, he was like on some half aggressive type shit.
Nah,
Like,
so you didn't tell me what happened. So explain a little bit. Let me
I'll explain it.
a little bit. You don't have to get into the
Well, I
detail,
don't care. I talk about it, but the kid was like, because I was like, yo, whose man's is this? And then I guess a few people had him up. Like, people, the amount of people that watched that story was like a record on my
Okay.
page. Like, nobody watched my stories as much as that one, because I guess other people was tagging people in it. Like, look at it. So he wanted to hit me up, and he's like, yeah, there was a whole filling on top of your shit, and
Oh, your shit was rag, you said.
that's what I get. But did it look like it to me? I don't know. And then he was like, so what do you want to do? You want to fight?
Oh, that quick? What do you mean?
Right away. The first
Why
line,
you
first
do
sentence.
that? Come on, that's
What do you want to fight? And I just was like, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna be like, I'll fuck you up, but I'm not. But I don't want to like.
Guys, it ain't that serious.
I don't want to
It ain't that
amplify
serious,
shit.
though.
I just told her. I said, I'm taking my spot back. And that was it. And then he responded, LOL, and then I just never. That was it. That was the end of the
LOL.
conversation.
That ain't funny, bro.
I
You
mean,
lucky dudes ain't on that type of time.
but I guess he felt like I was copping out, like, oh, what? He's pussy. He don't want to fight me. Like, no, I just got better things to
Who are
do.
you, and why do I want to fucking
Yeah.
scuffle in the streets with you? Because
Exactly. Or like, how old are you versus how old am I? Like, you're like, this shit's...
Yeah, kids. Try to I don't know, because I was retarded when I was younger too. But if you're watching this, pay attention. Try to act a little better, man, because you might be fucking up.
like,
You
slow
might be
your
fucking
roll,
up
man.
relationships. You might be able to be cool with that dude. You know what I'm saying? Who you're being a dick to. So I learned that too. I remember the dude Gio. You ever seen Gio? G-I-O?
No.
He moved to Brooklyn. He's from Queens.
He should do...
He's been bombing with Daz, I think, DOZ, right? So
Okay.
whatever. I met him years ago at like a little like a graph show or something, right? So I do my face. This is when I was mostly doing the face and shit. So
Yeah.
I did the face, and he was like, "Oh, that's you?" And I was like, "Duh, yeah, that's me." He's like, "Damn, why you gotta be such a dick for?"
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I'm like,
yeah,
my
I did
bad.
some shit like that,
You're right.
too.
You're right.
I
I,
guess
I apologize, and I've been cool with him ever since.
Yeah.
So shout out to Gio that for checking me in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Because like, why you being a dick for?
I
bro?
did some
I'm a
shit
fan.
like I did some shit like that too, where it was like, because a lot of people used to come to me and they'd be like, "Oh, I thought it was a Z and not a," how I start my shit. Like, is it the Z with a Z? And then I'm like, nah. I always had to explain it like towards like when I first started getting popular. But then I felt like I got enough popularity where people people knew what I wrote. Yeah, I mean, as far as fucking graffiti writers, they know my shit. So I'm like, so then somebody, like, after like, so many times that people was like mistakenly or asking me like, what is it? They couldn't tell what the first letter set was. So then something came up to me, it's like, and then he asked me, and I got kind of fucking annoyed with him because I'm like, I think it's like, I know you know, but I think you just want to see how I react to it.
Or just trying to be like a little like snarky, a little
Yeah,
bit.
like,
Oh, is that a Z?
Yeah, like
I know who you are, but
yeah, like or maybe it's like they had that question in their mind for so long, and now that they found out, they didn't get a chance to ask me it, so they wanted to ask me in person. And I was just like, come on, man, are you serious? You know what the
so
fuck
what
it
happens
is.
when you get to your point, buddy? You missed your point.
I heard that the kid afterwards was telling somebody else that, oh, that Cab is a dick and this and that.
It's not good to be a dick, man. You know why? Because that really... I'm going to give you another quick little antidote about being a dick, even if you don't mean to be a dick, and how it could affect the person you're being a dick to, right?
Yeah.
So I was at Method Man's second album release, right? At Tower Records.
Okay.
Right? It was dope because like mad people there. I met Raekwon there. This is like 1990, the end of 98. Right? And it's when actually this is the day before I went to the studio for the first time. So this is like a really historical
Well, it was
period in life, right? So I seen Raekwon walking in the middle of the street. I'm like, oh shit, Ray. I jump out. He gives me a pound, mad cool, mad showing mad love, right? I'm like, oh man, hype. You know, I'm like 15 years old. So you know, this is like ill, bro. Right? So I see in the corner the whole Terror Squad. Besides Fat Joe, everybody's there.
Fire.
Big Pun. Then this is when Big Pun was Big Pun right before he dropped this out there. You know what I mean? So I'm hype. I go up to him. I'm like, oh shit, Big Pun. I said, what up to him? And he was like a little standoffish. To me, as a young kid, I'm like, oh, he's being a dick. Like, why isn't he as cool as Raekwon? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
But, so, from him being a little standoffish, which is what, as a grown up, I was like, whatever. He was just being Big Pun, nigga, one of the illest rappers in that moment.
Shit happens to him constantly during the
But
day.
I took it offensively. I didn't listen to his music for years after that.
Oh,
So,
right?
just because I was like, oh, Big Pun's a dick.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, and then as I grew up, I'm like, oh, he wasn't being a dick at all. He was just being an ill ass dude, like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up? He wasn't just being friendly.
Yeah. So
But it's like, whatever.
it's a little bit of a detriment, but also, like, who the fuck is, like, you're only one person. That shit didn't phase him at all. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. But what I'm trying to say is just a little bit of, especially if you're somebody
goes a long way.
If you're somebody that's, you know, that's in like some type of spotlight, just being a little cool to fans does go a long way. And it can affect them in a way like, damn.
Yeah, I try to be real cool with everybody I meet too.
You know, to an extent, you know, you can only be as cool as how you're feeling and depending. But when music fans always should come up to me, I always try to be as cool as possible because, you know, you never know how. I don't know, I just blanked out. What the fuck did I do?
No, yeah, you never know, like, what people have to offer. Maybe, you know, you
that's
blowing the opportunity for yourself to, like, you know,
every
capitalize on somebody else's talents, or you can collaborate or something
every
like
time, you know, fan came up to me, whatever, I was always mad cool, and it always turned out great. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I blanked out. I was like, all right, so back to the list. I'm gonna give a con now. Remember I told you I didn't know if I had any cons. So I found the con, guys.
Right.
This is a con. This is a really big one. I would say, if, like I said, this is in no direct order, but I would say this is the number one con as far as the internet wise.
Yeah.
You ready for this? Tell me if you agree. The illusion of fame.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's.
And I'll explain my reason.
The weird thing is a pro and a con, because if you're somebody who's taking advantage of that angle and creating your fame through the internet, then
that could be
it's
a
a
pro.
pro. Yeah, but if it's a con, because it's like certain people who know the real streets and what's really going on are gonna be able to call you out or just know that you kind of like a manipulative weirdo, you know?
I wouldn't say manipulative weirdo because I feel like since like Instagram blew up, it kind of like fractured into like graffiti writers that do their thing in the streets, and also they can post on Instagram, and then there's like Instagram graffiti writers.
Yeah,
that you know, and that
graffiti style. They use the graffiti style.
No, I wouldn't say my bad. I wouldn't say graffiti style. What I'm saying is, they're on the internet mostly. They're hitting spots. They're not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They're hitting spots. I'm not gonna even say the person that I have in mind, but he would do like he would hit the same spot over and over,
and shit,
right? Over and over, do some ill fire shit, get like freaking 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes.
Yeah.
But he ain't really doing nothing in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Or hitting these weird, obscure spots, but they're not really, you know, they don't really have ups in the streets, you know what I'm saying? But on the internet, they're super popular. Do you really want that? I don't think I would want that, man. It seems cool at first, but it's not gonna hold up because
it's not authentic. It's not.
That's why graffiti's so ill, because you can only get as much fame as the work you put in. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you can't artificially have fake fame. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say a pro of doing streets is like there's so much more to see in the street. Like you see little scratches, little tags, stuff on mailboxes and whatever the case, that nobody's taking a picture of it, but like if you got every mailbox on the street, somebody's gonna recognize that. I mean, every mailbox up the Ave or something like that.
Yeah, facts.
It's like people are recognizing this, like, oh shit, I see him everywhere. But as far as on the gram, nobody's taking pictures of that. They're taking pictures of the straight letters someone's doing, or someone's doing high spots, or someone's doing trendy spots, shit like that. But yeah, so in the streets is there's more to see, and if you're really moving around, you see what's really out there, rather than what is is more like appealing to like taking pictures of photographers take pictures of that shit.
How do you feel about graffiti writers that do like just one particular part of graph? What do you think about that? And I mean, like somebody that just does stickers, somebody that just does tags, somebody that just does fills, somebody that just does scratches.
That's perfectly okay. That's cool.
You okay with that?
Yeah, I like even local writers. I'm okay with that. Like a lot of people will like try to downplay it. He's local, or he only does doughies and he never advanced his style, or he never got better. He can't do pieces or whatever. I don't think that's. I think you stick to your thing and that's cool. You can just like get better at your particular, subgenre of graffiti, and it's fine.
I could kind of agree with that, like 50%.
But I think you gotta kind of.
What are you gonna say? And then
you gotta develop either way, even if you don't move into a different genre or like do more, like this is like do like straight letters and wall style shit or whatever the case. As long as your throwy does get better or cleaner, or you advance it somehow.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of
right.
say something similar in that sense. I was gonna say 50-50 as far as like it's cool, but I feel like as long as it's like this. It's like, imagine this: you go to college, right, to be a particular type of doctor, but you study a lot of things before you only get good at that one particular thing. That's how I feel with graph. Like, you should have an outline, you should have a straight letter, you should kind of know how to do burners, you should have a tag style, and then whatever you're like into, all right, go, boom.
Stick with that.
Do that, it's cool, but you first need to master all the rudiments and basics of the sport, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely gives you more points if you do, check off all the boxes, but if you don't, you still get your recognition for being good at what you do. Being consistent.
Niggas good at doing doo-doo?
Doo-doo kaki. Kaki.
Yo, shout out to your doo-doo, because it still counts, right? Yeah. Everything counts.
Everything counts, even the doo-doo. Pee-pee.
Your doo-doo, I don't... yeah, alright, so we're going to move on.
I was going to say something else, I can't remember right now. Oh yeah, one of the pros of the internet is that it helps, like, with kids just coming into graph. Like, they don't have, like, say, a mentor or somebody who's putting them on to, like, what's the history, who passed away.
Yeah, they might live somewhere that doesn't have that.
Or even just, they just got into it because they like it and they don't really know the history of, like, who's who and what's what. The internet will help you, like people posting RP Kez 5 and this and that, and then now the kid knows.
It could be a detriment at the same time.
But now the kid knows, I'm not going to go over Kez 5 because he's dead, but... Otherwise, if he wasn't in the loop, like if the internet didn't tell him and he didn't have like older cats putting him on, then he wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? And then they'd make stupid mistakes or, just be out of ignorance rather than malice, you know what I mean?
But that's where a good community comes into play as far as the being outside, you know what I'm saying? Because
that's true, yeah.
It's so much better to learn from someone than to learn through the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that because, shit, look at YouTube, bro.
Yeah.
There's people learning so many things from YouTube that become masters of that thing just because they watched, not a couple, or maybe they watched mad videos, but they watched, a lot of shit on that particular subject just on YouTube and got really good at it. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool, but there's nothing like meeting an OG and you were like, I learned from, you know what I'm saying, Fuzz. Shout to Fuzz One, that was my mentor when I was like 12 years old, which is crazy. And I didn't know that until I got older. I'm like, oh shit. But it was not just him, you know what I'm saying? Just being around older dudes too. Shout out to Aid, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to couple other dudes and shit.
Yeah, like I didn't really have like a mentor that was like way above me in like knowledge and like status or just like time in the game. But Mez because Mez was like he was my peer, but he was more.
Hold on.
He was more into it.
The timer's not on no more.
Yeah, it's in 4 minutes. It said. Oh, stop.
Oh, it's 4
Oh yeah,
minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah, 4 minutes.
So, but Mez was really like.
Shout to Mez, man. Where you at, Mez?
He was
Listen, man.
He was real diligent about like knowing, figuring things out, knowing everything, and then he would like put me onto shit. So, despite
That's
the
dope.
fact that we were like we got into it at the same kind of time, he was more like thorough about it, where I was more
That's
like
crazy,
casual.
and you would not think. Now you've been in it so long, and
Yeah,
you've been out so long.
Yeah, he stopped.
I can kind of relate because I remember original Illy, my boy Cease, or like SB. You know what I'm saying? These are all dudes I knew when I was like a little kid.
That's when I started like when the Illy guys came around.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started getting like firsthand from like the older cats where they were putting me onto like that
Shout to
shit.
Les.
Yeah, shouts to Les.
R.I.P.
Exactly.
MA.
When I met Les.
Shout to ACG too, man. Love to my
word
ACG
up.
bros.
Those guys, yeah, brought me into it too. Well, they kind of they made it so that I had a wider range of friends, like in there.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
it was for a long time. It was just like me and one or two of my local friends, and then they came around and they brought people around, and it was like it made it more like a how do you say like a family, like a cruise ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What you gonna call it? A tribe.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a real quick pause.
Yeah. Pause.
Start it over. Actually, it don't even matter if you start it over. Let me see. So still filming, 26 minutes. Boom. I'm gonna stop it. It's done. Boom. Hold up. Alright, let me see. Where were we at? Alright, you don't have to start it over again. It don't even matter. Alright, and we're back. Alright, so we're talking about a community. Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Yeah, like a community.
I've met actually probably all the best people and all the people I know for a long time. Actually through graffiti, and it's pretty crazy because a lot of like
A lot of my close friends now are just meeting people through graffiti. Most of my close friends.
like what was I saying the other day? We were playing handball. It was me, you, Osh, Cinch, Juice, right? Is that it? That's all that was.
And yeah, I think
I was
that's
like,
it.
without Graph, not one of us would be
Yeah.
with each other standing here. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
true.
And that's crazy because like he's from the Bronx, but he's from a different part of the
And
Bronx.
then Lant popped up.
Oh, then Lamp,
Shouts
shout to Lamp Illy.
Word.
Lamp popped up.
And I never actually met him, but I always seen his tags, and I knew he was one of us.
Yeah. He's good people. He's like first line of Illy.
And
shit.
I still see new tags pop up. And he had a mean streak on him that day. I was like, yes,
He got the mean streak.
still doing it.
Nothing like a good mean streak, man.
Yeah, mean streaks are good.
What's your favorite? I would say I'm gonna say mine real quick, and then you can say yours.
What are you
Speaking
talking
of mean streaks, to carry something on you.
Oh, okay.
Mine, you know what mine is,
What
right?
is it?
A PX30 Silver
Yeah,
Uni. To me, and I've used everything.
yeah.
Number one. That's the number one best marker. If you don't have no
Yeah.
spray paint marker, guys, and if there's any kids watching this trying to learn something, number one marker, 100%. I know you can agree. PX30 Silver.
For me, I didn't really like carrying graffiti shit around with me. So my favorite shit.
But you always had a car too, so
Yeah, so
you're not
like
really on foot.
shit
So
in my
much.
car, yeah. But my favorite shit is the keychain with the little scratchy
Yeah,
scribe
that's
too,
right.
because that shit is always on my keys.
Yeah, but I feel like you should have more scratches then, because you don't have.
Yeah, I don't have that many, but
You
yeah,
forget.
Yeah, I forget. I don't really.
I want to actually get one of those things.
Yeah, because for me, I don't really like tag and do too much like throughout the day where I'm not like on a mission. I usually only paint like if I'm on a mission.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
But sometimes, you know, you go to a restaurant and there's tags in the bathroom or some shit like that, then I always got the little fucking scratchy tool on me.
And that little thing, it actually comes in handy on the train. I see EB a lot with those scratchies on like the side piece. Of the
Yeah,
train,
in the
you know
middle
what I'm
and the window ledge or whatever. it is.
Shout out to True 22, the Scratchy King.
22.
Like,
We
straight
talked
up.
about that last time.
I don't know if we mentioned him But
We did.
we're
We
definitely
did.
gonna
I said
mention him.
he had every car on the L.
Oh yeah. We did mention him. But
Yeah.
yeah, but speaking on people that like totally linked into
Get
one
my water.
aspect of it,
Yeah, true.
shout out to True, man.
Word
Yeah,
up.
he didn't just lean from one aspect because he did mad different things. But as far as like go super hard, he definitely is the top, right? Like as far as throughout the history of doing scratches, because there was a lot of people. Shout out to Matt. Matt was doing a lot of fucking scratches.
You really stuck to it though.
That's what I'm saying.
Pretty
He's the
much.
one that consistently.
Once the scratchy shit like
Yeah.
stopped, he kept going.
And he even has like techniques with the scratchies. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I like his scribbly, like messy style. It's cool. I always like shit like that.
He
where,
does it
like,
mad quick. You ever see how he does it? You
where-
would be bummed
He
with him.
does it mad quick, but
Yeah.
shit like that where nobody else would probably be able to read it. It would just look like a straight up scribble, but
That's the cool.
I
thing about
recognize
rap.
it and we can recognize it. So.
Rap is like a hidden world for people. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
it's
Like,
its own fucking-
it's like a hidden world in plain sight. And you know what I'm saying? Like if you're
Yeah.
not up on it, you will not even notice it at all. It just be background noise. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying?
like a different matrix.
It's pretty dope. On top of this one, on you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly. It's like within the fucking within the regular matrix.
How do you feel about the same tag writers? And you
I
were speaking
mean-
about that because you were saying somebody has your tag.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm speaking about. I'm talking about like, you know, what I'm talking
Consciously,
about.
consciously
You
taking
know
the
what
same
I'm talking
tag
about,
and just
that
be
you
like,
know that somebody wrote
yeah,
this
just
and they
saying
were
I'm
really
not gonna
famous.
give in. I think
yeah.
it's really just stubbornness. It's like it's kind of like an ego thing. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta kind of be like you gotta be humble in order to say like, you know what, I'm just gonna backtrack and start with something that's original because once you find out, but some people will be like, nah, because someone's gonna think they're gonna think I'm pussy now because I did that, but I think
Well,
it's
yo,
disrespectful.
my uncle been calling me that since I was like 7, so
Yeah,
that's
it's
my
like-
name. That's
yeah.
really that's what they call me.
Yeah,
I feel like it's lazy.
it's lazy.
Son, there's
It is.
it's an infinite amount of combinations of words and especially graph now, you could just do different things and letters and this and that.
Yeah.
And you can always add a 2 to it, which is like,
Yeah.
I don't really, agree 100% on that, but I respect that more than you just trying to write a tag that you consciously know that it's
Somebody
not,
else
you know
is
what I'm saying?
doing it. Yeah, it's like
It's weak, it's weak,
weird.
bro. It's weak. You know what I'm saying? Not throwing shade on nobody that does it,
Yeah.
but
But then it's like blatantly like disregarding the
Yeah,
fact that
the
somebody,
history of somebody else, right?
really put in work to do that, and then now you're just gonna say, nah, I don't care about that. It's like, as far as graph, I like to think like it's gonna live and outlast, and like people gonna recognize
Mhm.
the history of it instead of like disregard the history of it. It's kind of throw a spit in the face a little
and you
bit.
kind of throw an L on yourself to begin with.
Yeah,
Because graph, what makes you stand out is having, trying to be as
Originality.
original as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
Because, nothing's 100% original.
yeah. But still, at
But
least you want
To have some basis,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, as best as you can.
you want to bring
So-
something of your own into it.
If you writing a tag right now that somebody else did their thing with, you still have time to change it, and it's okay. Nobody's gonna look at you different. Actually, people probably respect you more if you change it to something that's original because it's so. Like I could name 7 tags right now that are dope that nobody writes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I hope you're watching this and it inspires you to come up with something more original, or put a 2 on it, or
Put
3.
a 2 on it, 2 or 3.
You know what I mean?
5.
You know what I'm saying? How do you feel? This is a touchy subject, but I'm gonna bring it up right now. So, we personally know somebody that's done this, right? I want to see. I want to hear your take on this and shit. So when somebody dies and somebody close to that person starts writing their tag
Yeah.
and takes on that tag, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm not really with that. I don't like that too much because it's just.
Why? I'll tell you why I don't like it.
Well,
I don't
think
agree
the
with Cardi
obvious
either.
thing that we're probably both gonna say is like if you wind up getting into beef,
Yeah.
then you're jeopardizing maybe like the old shit that's rocking from the original writer.
Absolutely. That's
Getting taken
very
out because of the confusion
Yeah.
of y'all writing the same thing,
Mhm.
which is not worth it. I don't think. I think you can always have your own tag and throw your man up.
You could do what Crime did that. Crime did that with Seuss.
Okay.
You probably don't remember, he's more 90s. But when Seuss died, he would write Crime Seuss everywhere. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Like
That was
Saint
his tag
Smith,
now.
Saint
Crime
Smith,
Seuss,
Saint
Crime
Smith.
Seuss,
It's
Crime
just-
Seuss, Crime Seuss. That's it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, yeah, that was much better than him
They're just taking over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like.
I don't really agree with that, guys. And I respect it because I understand why you're probably doing it. You know what I'm saying? Is that me hitting this? My bad. And I can understand. I can empathize. You know what I'm saying? But it causes a lot more confusion than it needs to be. And
and it could
that
wind
person
up-
did their thing. It should be noted that they did their thing, and it shouldn't be confused like, oh, it's that person. So, who's that? What's this?
Yeah.
That. It's unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And write your own shit so you could shine too.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
throw up the person
Yeah.
that passed away too, so y'all both shining. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, I think that was a pretty obvious one, but you know, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Let's see. What else am I talking about? Yeah, the Park Ave Tunnel. I just want to touch on that real quick because I think we're about to wrap up a little bit. We're gonna make this a little quick episode and shit.
Yeah.
But I just
Like
want to
that.
speak about the Park Ave Tunnel.
What do you want to say?
Oh, what they call it? The what's it?
The
View?
View, I guess.
I didn't call it the View Tunnel.
The Viewseum.
The Viewseum. Okay. Shout out to View. He did his thing there. The store
Yeah.
did his thing there.
That's
What?
yeah, the dystopia shit actually was fire. I met the store. He was a dope cat.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, I met him.
Oh,
I
you
went to
never
one
told
of his
Oh, shout out to
gallery
him.
things. He did a gallery in New Jersey recently, and
Okay.
he hooked me up with I asked him to do a page for me. He was like, no doubt.
Oh, I didn't know
He really
that.
took his time. He did a fucking illustrate letter
Oh,
for me.
nice.
And I got one for Stu too, because I was like,
Shout to
yes,
Distort,
Stu,
man.
yeah,
He's
shout to Distort. He's
yo,
technically
that thing
dope.
he did in that tunnel with the dude. He was,
Awesome.
yo, how crazy.
It was a
Tell
dude
him what he
yeah.
did and then tell him what happened when we seen it.
The picture is like a dude on doing a wheelie on a motorcycle, and then there's another part where it's like a car is on fire, so it looks real dystopian.
Crazy.
But then
And
we're
then I think he
in there.
did a dystopia.
It said
Straight letter,
dystopia,
yeah.
yes. But we're in there and it's all mess and garbage and fucking street cones and all this shit. And then some dude coming riding through the tunnel, doing a wheelie, doing the
a
whole
wheelie,
shit on a fucking scooter. And it was dope. We're all doing graph.
That was great.
And you got the footage of
I
it
got the
too.
footage.
where
It
it's
looked
like,
crazy. That shit
Yeah.
looked like some Mad Max
Yeah, 'cause-
graffiti. The fucking
yeah, like
the city has fallen
post-apocalyptic.
type
Yeah,
shit.
for sure.
Like, what the fuck? But yo, that was a dope. That was very
That was
dope.
dope, for sure.
I wish we would have been able to go like one of those raves that they do down there.
Yeah, I seen
Right?
those. That was fire.
Word
But
up.
besides that, I seen recently we did tags in like this lip where it was like a grate
I wish
like
that would've ran.
ventilation. And I want to see. We got to go over there and check if that. I feel like that over anything might have ran.
And I
It was
checked it.
just-
They didn't.
Oh no, you checked it? No,
Yeah, no,
fuck.
bro.
Did you see? Could you tell how they
You
buffed
could-
it?
Yeah. Nothing.
Well, fuck it.
I drove through it.
Oh.
But when you showed me that picture, when you shared that picture, it looks like somebody like photoshopped it poorly into that picture. I thought it was fake when you first said it to me. I didn't know
it was a video, and I
okay.
screenshotted the
But it
video,
still looks
so
crazy.
It
I'm
was
like,
blurry.
oh shit, but it's like perfect. Like that spot was, that spot was meant, nigga. You know.
Yeah.
when
I
you-
remember when we were doing it, we jacked it, we
It was
cracked the
kind of
15
scary.
foot up
It
all
was
the way
kind of
up,
scary on the lip.
and it was like it just barely got onto the lip of that shit. That was one of the scariest things, like as far as using a jetpack. Just
Shout
to
to
crack it
Scoop.
up and have it onto like a ledge that's like just made.
Just barely touching it, and
Yeah.
if it like just clips past it a little bit, you're gonna
Yeah.
fall forward 15 feet high. Yeah, that was
Scary.
kind of scary.
Yeah.
Shout to school, man. That was the first time I actually
I think that was the
Met
first time I
Scoop.
painted
I
in
met.
school.
yeah. Yeah, he's cool.
Thanks.
Very cool people. That's
Good
that's
kid.
that's the homie
Good
right
kid.
there. Shout to school.
Shouts
We'll
to
have him
Scoop.
on the show soon, probably.
Maybe.
Do like the new Jack show with him and Toke or some shit. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
either way, we
But they
however it
fam
works out,
anyway. We're gonna have him on the
one
show.
at a time, or whoever wants to get involved. We got up to we got 4 mics right now, so
Yeah,
we can
so-
get up to 4 people.
But we could always like rotate. Like somebody could be sitting there and then like, yo, come in and talk. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
true. Or we could you could share mics because it's
Well,
not
yeah,
really
it's
that
loud enough,
serious.
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
These things pick up everything.
Word. Those are coming soon. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Episode 5 of Everything Counts. The motherfucking illest, most superb, fantastic, mind-blowing graffiti talk show there's ever been.
Graffiti podcast is gonna just
That
keep
you've
getting better.
Never heard.
Never heard
Until
these
now.
things. We always controversial
This is
a little
it.
bit, We're letting you in on the, behind the scenes, what goes on in my DM and shit.
Yeah.
Nah. But
Whereas,
thanks for listening, y'all.
Peace. Fuck it, we out.
All right.
Let me take this off. We got one viewer. Shout to the one viewer, and we done.
Stopped it.
Boom. 40.